Hello, 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 hello. Back again with some Prog Reborn. Progression journey through Final Fantasy XIV. My name is M. Kostler. Last stream, let me switch my selection here. Last stream, we got all of the Limson and Ul'Dan classes up to at least their level 20 or through their level 20 job quests. So that's Pugilist, Thaumaturge, Gladiator, those are all the Ul'Dan, and then Limsa is Marauder and Arcanist. So today we're going to do our Gridanian. A little low on foodstuffs here, so probably gonna go and, before we get too far, go and fix this up. House of the Death build, that is Palace of the Dead. Can't actually do that quest yet. I believe Palace of the Dead wasn't there until sometime in Heaven's Word. If not Heaven's Word, then early... or Culinarian, early Stormblood. Supplier. Tradecraft, Apothecary, Culinarian. There we are. While we're here, let's go ahead and sell some of this stuff. Also, we're gonna wait until we get our actual retainer. Alrighty. So for Archer here, you need to get to, we haven't done any of the job quests yet for Archer, so let's go ahead and get those started. Let's also take a little bit of time to clear out some Gridania. Hello, Venture. Might you have a moment? I'm in need of a trustworthy soul to deliver a missive to Parnell. You can find her in the Shaded Bower, in the midst of the markets. Why would I not simply go and speak with her myself? Well, as I'm sure you've observed, Gridanians have a tendency to be rather... I mean, in person they can be, well, a little on the prickly side. The matter is not urgent. Simply hand over the missive the next time you find yourself in the markets. Please, as a favor from one adventurer to another. Alrighty. Yes, the bow becomes you, M. Now, before proceeding any further, I must needs gauge your innate aptitude for archery. Send, slay some nerds. I believe most, if not all, of the jobs that I have in here, I haven't done any of the job quests, so let's go ahead and pick them all up. Since they're all going to be variations on that theme. Boys Law. Boise Lawn? I mean, I would pronounce this Boise, but I doubt that. Ah, fresh-faced adventurer, the very manner of person I wish to meet. The Lancers Guild is looking for someone to track down and exterminate half a dozen squirrels. The infernal pests have been squeezing in under our floorboards every eve for the past several moons and gnawing away at the support pillars. They have yet to inflict any serious structural damage, thank the builder, but I hesitate to bring such a trifling matter before the wood whalers or the gods quiver, hence my delight at your timely arrival. Why an adventurer who could not dispatch woodland nuisances is not worthy of the name, not here in Gridania at any rate. And you know what becomes of incapable adventurers, but perhaps at the best you do not. The squirrels of which I spoke can be found in the Central Shroud. Return to me once you dispose of them, assuming the task is not beyond you. For your sake, I sincerely hope it is not. My first spear. Was able to discern one end of the spear from the other? Good. You're doubtless eager to put your new weapon to the test, which is, well, for I too have a test in mind, or rather a trial. Go beat up some slugs or whatever. Then the Conjurer's Guild. Is right here. Rise busy preparations for the coming ceremony needs eventually to bring your scarlet oil. Would you perchance be comfortable around Valken? If so, I have an urgent need of your assistance. You see, I was preparing for the forthcoming auguries when I found, to my great embarrassment, that we lacked the requisite quantity of scarlet oil. Hold on. Right, there we go. If it was not too much to ask, I would be most grateful if you could resupply us in time for the ceremony. Scarlet oil can be harvested from ladybugs, such as those found near the blah 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 6 blah blah blah. My first cane. Part of the conjurer becomes you, M. Without further ado, I shall assign you your first task as a conjurer of Stoglade Fane. Just beyond the city gates, you encounter blah 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 blah. Lest you wonder how I could so coolly order the taking of life, know that things are not as they once were. As a consequence of the calamity, and I may add, through no fault of their own, these creatures have become a burden on the Twelveswood. A burden it cannot well bear. Conjurer, it is your duty to carry out the will of the forest, and by employing your powers in doing so, you will come to learn something of your art. Now go, M, and perform your task in the name of the elementals. You just say elements, not elementals, but whatever. Dun, dun, dun. Boom, 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 boom. Alrighty, now I have to switch to the Lancer. Okay. Then to switch to the Conjurer. Obviously can be putting arrow on these things, but takes 3 casts. Ladybugs. That is a Conjurer, so now we need to switch over. Another beautiful day outside. Nice. I hadn't really noticed this until now, but it seems like there is a limit on when you can, or for when you still get experience, based on how low of a level a mob is to you. So these level 3 force fungars I got experience from, but I did not from like the level 2s. Is that everything? Report back, report back, report back. There. Sure, I think we're good. Echo not doing too well, it seems. Squirrels are dealt with then. Very good. I'm pleased to see you've proven yourself useful. What's that? You wonder what happens to adventurers who fail to complete such trifling tasks? Why, such sluggards soon find there's no place for them within the city. And where do they end up after leaving Gridania? Well, you shall hear the truth of that before long. Alright, next in line. So you're back. Just you've learned something of the essence of our art. A lancer learns best when he is doing, each thrust making him stronger. Such things as strategy and technique will come in time. Never forget courage. Without it, you cannot hope to realize your potential. Your look betrays no hint of doubt. That is well. It is clear you see the truth in my words. That will be all for the present. Now take your weapon, sally forth, and cut a path for yourself. When we next meet, I hope to see you stronger for your time out in the world. Blah. Right. You have returned. I take from your presence that you have gained a measure of familiarity with your weapon. Good. You are ready to begin your next phase of the training. You recall my telling you that it takes no small amount of courage to be a lancer. Now, in general terms, courage is the strength to do something which one finds unnerving. However, a lancer's notion of courage is not so simple. Having first drawn a distinction between courage and recklessness, he then divides the former into two aspects. I would have you learn each with spear in hand. First is composure. When outnumbered in battle, a lancer may lose his composure and succumb to panic. Should this happen, all of his training will swiftly flee his mind, and he will struggle to overcome opponents whom he would ordinarily have bested with ease. He will, in short, contribute to his own defeat. If you wish to become a lancer in sooth, you must learn to maintain your composure at all times. Do this, and you will be able to call upon every ounce of your strength and skill when it matters most. So, to your first task, the riverbank's central shroud, a home to Valken known as Yarzons. Basically territorial, creatures will attack anyone who strays too close, making them the bane of fisherfolk. Typically fall upon their prey in mass, barring all avenues of escape before closing in for the kill. Well, what must go through the mind of their victim in that instant? Panic? Despair? Be sure to tell me upon your return. Needless to say, I would have you brave such an encounter, take the sack of decidedly noisome bait, and use it to lure the ever-ravenous creatures out of their nest. It may be that only one curious Yarzon appears, but what if 2 or 3 follow the scent? Let's see how you fare then. Now go, my young lancer, and learn what it means to fight with composure. Right. Archer next. Welcome back, Im. Let's see me if you have successfully completed the trial. Proving yourself worthy of a place within these halls, it is with pleasure that I name you an Archer of the Guild. As a fellows of this path, let us travel together for the greater mastery of our art. Now, though you may be a member of the Archers Guild, know that your seniors will not coddle you with personal attention. It is up to you to seek out the experiences you need to grow as an archer. By way of a first step, I encourage you to practice proper technique. Loose arrow after arrow, paying close attention to form until the movement becomes second nature. When drawing your bowstring becomes as natural to you as drawing breath, and the world seems clearer when viewed down the shaft of an arrow, return to me. Go well, my young apprentice. Good morrow to you, Im. Felt it was about time you returned. Have grown more accustomed to the bow. Before we go any further, I wish to ensure that you have grasped the fundamental essence of archery. Tell me, Im, do you truly understand what it means to see clearly? To see clearly is not merely to look, it is to observe with intent. Fail to do this, and no amount of talent with a bow will avail you. An archer must remain vigilant for any trace of his target, overlooking not the smallest detail lest it prove crucial to the realization of his purpose. He must, in short, see clearly. The coming task will test your powers of observation. A number of targets have been hidden throughout the city. I would have you seek out and destroy them. Each will fall easily to your heavy shot technique. When you have completed the task, return to me and we will continue. Break the targets. Board the platforms. register this as the free destination. Or there it is. Oh, there's quite a few more. You've returned. I trust that you've begun to comprehend the crucial importance of seeing clearly. Next trial will test your prowess of observation in battle. Travel to the North Shroud and put down 8 microchews and 8 opopos. In contrast to the inanimate and wholly unthreatening targets of the previous trial, these creatures may be relied upon to move around and fight back. Nor are those the only differences. Being comparatively numerous, microchews and opopos are anything but difficult to find. Yet you may be assured that this task will test your powers of observation, albeit in a different manner. In time, you'll need to evaluate the abilities of your opponent, so in doing so, you will learn, amongst other things, that microchews produce a poison that can quickly sap one's strength, while opopos, like archers, possess the advantage of range. Knowing their strengths, how will you go about mitigating them? Mince your attack before identifying the effective strategy. You will soon be made to regret your folly. But if you take time to observe your targets from afar, you will surely glean the knowledge necessary to defeat them. Look forward to hearing of your success, Em. Then conjurers. You're back. Have you procured the Scarlet Oil as requested? Efficiency yet odorless secretion taken from the underbelly of a common ladybug. Yes, everything appears to be in order. The ceremony may proceed as planned. I am grateful to the elementals for delivering us to you. You to us. Pray accept this small token of our appreciation. Welcome back, M. The elementals have told me of your success. By placing yourself in the midst of nature and seeing it with a conjurer's eyes, you have taken the first step along the path to enlightenment. Healing, protection, and destruction, though our spells vary in function, they all derive their power from the same source, the forces embodied in all creation. By gaining a true understanding of these, a conjurer may call upon them to manipulate his environment, thereby realizing the state of being that he desires. Ah, yes, yours is a familiar look, the very picture of confusion. Be not disheartened, for your comprehension shall come in due time. For now, you must learn to reach out to the forces embodied in each of us. Pray hearken to mine instructions. Breathe deep and open your eyes to that which cannot be seen. Feel the myriad life around you, and draw upon this boundless reservoir of energy. Take up your cane and use it to lend that energy form. Go forth, my young conjurer, and be one with the world. Return to me when you have learned to draw upon the forces around you, with the selfsame ease you draw upon those within. Good to see you again, M. By the air of serenity that surrounds you, it is plain you have learned to draw upon the energies of creation. I'm glad it is the wellspring of all our power, yet the energy of creation is one thing but many. Not one thing, but many. To call upon all without first knowing each is conjury at its most basic. As a part of your continuing education, it is my desire that you now learn about the elemental of Earth. Make your way to the Blessed Bud in the North Shroud and partake of healer Nolanel's wisdom. The depth of his affinity for the elementals of rock and soil is all but unique amongst conjurers, and he is a gifted instructor besides. You may be certain of receiving a most enlightening lesson on the subject of Earth. You go and turn this in. Greetings, sir. You might be looking to secure the services of a retainer. Message entrusted to you at the Archers Guild by an adventurer calling herself Mibus. What's this? A missive from F, you say? Whatever could it be about? Let me see now. She wants to know about the available stock of potions at the markets. Probably a matter that warrants a letter, much less the hiring of a courier. Why could she not ask the question in person? Since the adventurers from beyond our borders find Gridanians somewhat difficult to deal with. Are we truly so devoid of warmth? If we mistrust outsiders, it is only because so many of them have brought chaos to the Twelveswood. Such sins as theirs cannot be soon forgotten. Yet I suppose we might endeavor to be a little less cold. As to the markets, Passepartout is willing to permit an adventurer to assist him in fulfilling orders from Lancers. Lost, are we? Unsure how to navigate the rosewood and ebony stalls? Very well. If you wish to know more of the markets, I shall give you a practical education free of charge. As master of the markets, I entertain many requests. This order from the whalers, for example, I delegate their fulfillment to my hirelings, that I might tend to such tasks as I alone am capable of performing. For your personal betterment, I shall delegate the fulfillment of this particular request to you. I bid you search the stalls for a bone spearhead, a pot of beeswax oil, and a length of brambleweed rope, and deliver them to Singlued of the Lancers Guild. There is much and more to be found in these stalls, if you have the dedication to seek it, and the coin to procure it. However, as my representative, you need only offer my name as payment. None will deny me. In fact, many will be all too eager to part with their wares, so numerous are their debts I am owed. A fine proposition, is it not? I am spared a simple task, and you gain priceless mercantile experience. Why, I shall rightly charge you for such an opportunity. But worry not, I am a man of my word, and the terms will stand. Deliver the goods to C, and she may even see fit to reward you. Sorry, mate, we ain't opened yet. Oh, one of Passepartout's? Well, then, what is it you said you wanted? A bone spearhead? Ah, here she is. Take it in and tell that bastard we're square. Welcome, welcome. At the behest of good Master Passepartout, you say? To what do we owe the pleasure of your company today, my lord? May I take this opportunity to say that it is an honor and a privilege to serve you. But you must have your beeswax oil without delay. Yes, yes, feel free to take as much as you require, and you will of course inform Master Passepartout that I was only too happy to accommodate his needs, yes? You got discerning eyes, sir. The craftsmanship, truly something, ain't it? Perfect for securing any manner of Passepartout. Gods, if I hear that bloody name again, it'll be too soon. And there I was thinking I might make a gel today. Here, take the damn brambleweed rope and bugger off. Brambleweed rope and bugger off. Okay, that's at the Lancers Guild, so I'll be heading back there at some point. Alright, so we got a couple folks in North Shroud. that a squirrel? Come on. While I'm on a guard at Etat Spire, seeks a diligent adventurer to scrub clean a pair of begrimed road signs. Come to lend a hand, have you? Well then, you're welcome to a task from my seemingly never-ending list. I'll need you to head west along the road and scrub down 2 of the Malmstones. I swear by Nothica, those signs accumulate dirt and grime with almost unnatural haste. Speak to Kadajwana at Tree Speak Stables once you're seen to them. She'll be glad to hear the Malmstones are clean, for the next 3 bells at least. It's the archer that needs the up elbows. One more. There's all the uppos. Bum 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 bum. More. Alrighty. Don't switch, you used your sprint. So your sprint goes away before you switch. That always been like that? It's the first time I really noticed. My first inclination was that it was like Halloween themed or Thanksgiving themed. What's that? You've been cleaning malmstones? Why, thank you. With all the chores that need doing around here, I was afraid they would get left to get even filthier. It's not just that they're an eyesore, by the way. In that state, the creatures around here are wont to lay their eggs on them. As to why, well, I can only assume their preferred nesting trees are in short supply these days. Be that as it may, we can't have monsters hatching from roadside signs. These paths are dangerous enough as it is. Perhaps a sprinkling of sting brew would keep the beasts away. Alrighty. You seek hero Nola now, and seek no more, for you've found him. What can I do for you, friend? Brother Isumiyan bid you come to me to learn the element of Earth. That is well. The power of Earth is a solid foundation upon which a conjurer stands. I could happily lecture you for days on its intricate variations and properties. But I rather suspect the busy life of an adventurer would not afford the time required for such extended discourse. Accordingly, I shall offer you an opportunity to experience the qualities of Earth firsthand in combat. Now mark me well, Im, and do exactly as I command. East of here, in the grounds of Tree Speak Stables, there exists a patch of soil that bears the mark of corruption. Seek it out. When you have found the place, reach out to the forces of the Earth's trauma and attempt to commune with it, as all conjurers can. Resentful of your intrusion, the tainted being that feasts unseen upon the energies seeping from the wounded earth shall then appear. Using the powers of conjuring, strike it down and permit the land a chance to heal. Much of the nature of Earth will be revealed to you during the struggle, Im. I trust you will return to me a wiser man than he who now departs. Cool. Boom, 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 boom. My cabbages. Cool. Welcome back, Im. The elementals whisper of your accomplishments. How did it feel to confront that embodiment of Earth? To endure its onslaught? Has the crushing power of this element shaken the very marrow of your bones? Corruption occurs when the land's wounds are prevented from healing. In vanquishing the tainted sprite, you permitted the earth's energies to flow unimpeded and to nourish the land once more. Can you not sense the strength of the earth returning? Already the land begins to heal. Thanks to your actions, that field will once again bear bountiful crops. When next you have reason to call upon your art, look back upon this task and that which you accomplished. Experience once more the grinding weight of the earth's fury, and revel in the memory of life flowing anew through the land you helped restore. With such thoughts shall your understanding of nature continue to grow. I hope you're paying attention, Sophie. See this adventurer here, and came all the way from Stoglade Fane just to hear my lesson. You would do well to learn from his example. If you wish to become a conjurer worthy of your name, you must make an effort to study nature. Do you attend me, young lady? Why should I bother studying nature? I can conjure already. See? You have a rare gift of healing, Sophie, a wonderful gift. Yet there's more to being a conjurer than... But I don't want to do more. I want to heal. I'm good at healing. You can't make me do those other things. It's called a healer, not a DPSer. Sometimes I wonder why I even try. Sophie joined the guild shortly before you came to us. As you yourself just experienced, she possesses a prodigious talent for healing. Indeed, despite her tender years, I know a few conjurers who are equal to her in that field. Alas, nature, the very wellspring of her power, holds no interest for the child, and when she should by rights be learning about the land, she prefers instead to wander it, healing people on a whim. You, in contrast, have been a most attentive student. I have taught you all I know of the element of earth. You may report back to Brother Isumi and tell him as much. Could have teleported. I forgot that I had set my predestination to Gridania. Am, you have returned. Tell me, how did you fare under Nolanel's expert tutelage? Have you delved deep into the earth and felt its suffocating weight, its life-sustaining vigor? Such experiences will serve you well. And have you aught else to report? A fledgling conjurer named Sophie casts healing magic upon you? How kind of her. I must confess to sharing Nolanel's frustration with the girl. As you yourself have witnessed, Sophie possesses a natural talent for the conjuring of mending and restoration. Alas, her gifts appear to have blinded her to the need for study, and she outright refuses to learn about the natural world. She knows nothing of the elements of earth and wind, and is quite incapable of conjuring even the tiniest pebble with the faintest breeze. I have tried upon numerous occasions to explain to her that conjurers who are ignorant of the source of their power pose a risk to themselves and others, but all to no avail. Should she continue to deny the debt she owes to nature and indulge in ever more reckless displays of power, there is every possibility that she will create a dangerous imbalance. Needless to say, I am presently at a loss to know how such an eventuality might be prevented. A thought occurs to me, Em. It may be that your encounter with Sophie was ordained by the elementals. Should you chance to meet with her again, I ask you strive to impress upon her the importance of opening oneself to nature's voice. Perhaps she will listen to you. But we have discussed our wayward young friend's education enough. Let us instead speak of one of my more willing pupils, namely you. The progress you have made does you great credit, Em. Though you are yet new to the art of conjury, you are no stranger to nature's embrace. Consider all that you have learned. I hope you understand the true significance of these words. Alrighty, trial by wind. Greetings, M. Each time we meet, the part of conjurer befits you even better. In your previous lesson, you learned about the element of earth. It is my desire that you next become acquainted with the wind. Travel to Full Flower Combe in the East Shroud and seek the teachings of Herer Wolfewy. Though scant few have passed since her coming of age. Few years have passed since her coming of age. Wolfewy is a conjurer of consummate skill who is able to divine the will of air elementals with uncommon clarity. I can recommend no better tutor for your lessons in the mysteries of wind. Alrighty. I think we still have to do this one. Can turn the archer quest in. Boom, 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 boom. Good. It'll be good when I learn Peloton. Welcome back, young M. Tell me, were you able to put your techniques to good use? When faced with an enemy who can attack from a distance, simply raining arrows upon it is wasteful and dangerous both. The battle would be not more than a contest of strength. By employing the appropriate technique, however, one may bring down one's foe with greater ease and fewer arrows. For instance, you may choose to prime your weapon well and strike hard, or employ toxins to sap their strength over time. On the assumption that this fact dawned upon you prior to the fall of your 16th target, I congratulate you on passing the trial. Lee, Silver, what's your honest evaluation? Not bad, if you ask me. The adventurer pulls a good bow, and is enthusiastic besides. A pleasure to meet you. My name is Lee Aliapo, and it's my second year at the guild. It is quite plain that you have the talent with a bow, but you must take care to mind your surroundings when pursuing a target. I had my eye on you for the duration of your trial, but not once did you notice my presence. Mind your surroundings, that's rich coming from you. Every movement is wasteful, adventurer. Your back is crooked, your elbows misaligned. It takes you an age to prime your bow, and twice as long to loose an arrow. In summary, you fail on all counts. You have no talent as an archer, none whatsoever. I shall say it plain, Lucien. This man is not fit to wield a bow. For our sake and his, we shall revoke his membership. As I have always said, outsiders can scarce be expected to understand, never mind master our noble art. We waste our breath trying to teach his like. Allow me to introduce you to Silver, our comrade in the butts. Othello was once the god's quiver, you see, and he can be a little opinionated when it comes to archery. Oh, but you mustn't pay him any heed. He's like that to everyone. You'll be lucky to get much sense out of a fossil-brained Wildwood Ellison like him at the best of times. With him, it's always 12s with this and elementals that, and no, no offense, Lucian. None taken, Leah. I know full well that some of my kind can be prideful to excess and intolerant of other races. Although people may behold the same object, ever will they see different things. There's no right or wrong to it, for it is a question of perspective. What matters is the perspective we choose to adopt. You are possessed of bright eyes, Em. Eyes that bespeak great understanding. They shan't lead you astray, so trust to them and to what they see. Now go and resume your training. I look forward to marking your progress when next we meet. It pleases me to see how you've grown as an archer. Plainly, you have taken my counsel to heart and learned to see with your own eyes. I would now have you discover what it means to behold things from a different standpoint. You will recall Lee Aliapo, your senior in the guild. I have given you over to her care for this lesson. Speak with her and do as she bids. Not expecting you in. Shall we get on with it then? First, a quick review. Remember how the Bowmaster had you seek out and destroy targets hidden throughout the city? I would have you do the same. This time, however, you'll need to venture outside the gates. I'm sure you realize this by now, but there's no guarantee of safety within the 12's Wood. As you search, you should take care to mind your surroundings. You won't have the luxury of focusing solely on your quarry this time. You have to keep your eyes peeled for potential threats as well. That said, your objective is to destroy the targets alone, so avoid unnecessary combat and maintain a safe distance from any hostile creatures you encounter. Should you come under attack, take to your heels, risking direct confrontation only if you can't outrun your pursuers. Targets are hidden in the central shroud. As before, use the heavy shot technique to destroy each one with a single arrow. Go well, M. Cool. Alright, and then we can first do our Lancer. I think both Lancer and Archer. Should be able to fix their nameplate. Boom, 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 boom. Whoa, whoa, whoa. This one, foul-smelling bait. Cool. Conjurer already puts me in East Shroud, so I'll be able to get some more what you call it? Some more hunting log. Boom, 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 boom. Crowd. East Shroud. What about the Lancer? Go with the Archer. Clean out. This last thing, the Magic to Bones. Boom, boom, boom. Ready to Gridania. Oh. Lancers Guild. Business have you with me, adventurer? Come upon the bidding of Master Parchmontre. Roll some large mammal whittled down to a sharp point. Part softened beeswax mixed with 2 parts olive oil used to treat leather. Thick, sturdy rope twisted from common brambleweed. So soon, I'm impressed. I placed my order only a short time ago. Yet here are all the items I requested. Surely Master Parchmontre is every bit as resourceful as they say. You're fortunate to work under such a man, and you would do well to mold yourself in his image if you have any aspirations as a merchant. Welcome back, M, and well done. I trust you now understand that in times of direst need, no amount of strength or skill with a spear will avail the lancer who lacks composure. You're now ready to learn the second aspect of the lancer's courage: resolve. When faced with a terrible foe, a lancer may succumb to fear and self-doubt. Should this happen, he'll become defensive, and in seeking to cover his weakness, surrender his greatest strength, namely his capacity to attack. A lancer who fears to attack is not but a man holding a pole. His spear may as well be a broomstick for all the good it would do to him. There's no two there. It is not and never will be a shield. That you may learn the truth of my words firsthand, I bid you go to the Central Shroud, to an area adjoining the abandoned dungeon known as Spirit Hold. Since the calamity, that neck of the Twelveswood has become a veritable menagerie of fearsome fauna. You will find 3 collapsed pillars, which have become a haunt for fell creatures. You're to put them down. What manner of fiends can you expect to encounter? To reveal that would be to defeat the purpose of the lesson, my young lancer. I will say only this: if you face these foes with a lancer's resolve, you will surely emerge the victor. Once you've completed the trial, pray report to Jillian at the entrance hall. She has grasped the 2 aspects of courage, albeit with some trouble. Though I doubt you will encounter similar difficulties, her struggle has furnished her with certain insights, which I think you would benefit from hearing. A lancer learns best when he is doing but the wisdom of his seniors is not entirely without worth. Now go, Am, and do as I bid you. We're still on 5 for the lancer, so let's go ahead and do this first before we go and turn in the next step for Archer. If I saw a bug this big in real life, I think I would have a heart attack. to New Gridania. I've been expecting you, M. By your return, I trust you now understand the importance of resolve. Like one's flesh, courage can be made strong. It is a matter of training each of its aspects. Now, the endeavor may prove difficult at the beginning. Gods know how much I struggled. You may suffer untold humiliation and more frustration than you can bear, but you must persevere. Whenever you engage an opponent, whether in training or in earnest, make a conscious effort to fight with composure and resolve. Over time, doing so will become second nature, and you will acquire such courage as you never thought could be yours. Mind you, not all battles entail in a physical clash of might. It could simply be a disagreement born of a conflict in ideology. The point is, it matters not what battlefield you stand upon. So long as you take care to be composed and resolute, your courage will grow. Does that make any sense? Even a little? I fear I cannot hold a candle to Guildmaster Wayne. But if there is aught I can do to assist in your training... Is that? Something that's afoot in the training area. You call yourselves Lancers. Pathetic. You're next guild master. Arm yourself and face me. Fuse and all will know that you are no true Lancer. Do as you will, I am above provocation. Craven to the last man. But what have we here? Wait, he's but a novice. Makes no odds to me. You yourself admitted him to your ranks, did you not? Very well, I shall withdraw for now. Yet know that only the fearless are fit to wear the mantle of Lancer. Look forward to measuring your worth in the days to come. There's not more to see. Return to your drills. Attempt to evade his thrust. Is your opponent so unnerve you as to deprive you of all your senses? Well, there's a little consequence now. You need to pay no further heed of our uninvited guest. Lest you wonder, it is not uncommon for challengers to come pounding on our doors, seeking to test their mettle. For now, dedicate yourself to tempering the two aspects of courage. The composure to bring the sum of your strength and skill to bear against your foes, and the resolve to attack when fear wouldn't stay your hand, as befits a Lancer. When next we meet, I shall have another trial for you, one that will put your courage to the test. Until then, continue to apply yourself to your training. Farewell, M. M. I swear you've gained an ilm around the arms since we last spoke. It is plain you've not been idle. In our previous lesson, you learned the Lancer's definition of courage, and how you might go about tempering its two aspects. Today we shall find out if your efforts have borne fruit. I see you have come prepared for battle, that is well. Your next trial will place you in the midst of a throng of enemies. In such a situation, one may be attacked from any direction, making it difficult to respond appropriately. Furthermore, the likelihood of being surrounded is high. Will your resolve bear the weight of uncertainty? Will your composure hold when the odds are stacked against you? We shall soon find out. Should you overcome this trial, what courage you already possess will be further tempered. Now heed me well, for this is what you must do. I would have you travel to Naked Rock, where the Anoles claim dominion. At the summit of the rock is a sacred artifact, the Stone of Courage. You must claim it and bring it to me. If you are to reach your destination, you will need to negotiate a path through whole packs of flesh-eating scalekin. Make no mistake, the creatures are intimidating foes. The stride into the midst of so many would ask much of any Lancer's courage, but given time and no small amount of perseverance, I'm confident you will prove equal to the task. Alrighty. Now let's go talk to Leah. Well, you made short work of those targets, I must say. Seems you've learned to seek your prey without being preyed upon. Let's continue then. I have a mind to give you more practical experience and receive a request just recently, which I think will provide the perfect opportunity. It seems tree slugs and vultures have been congregating in ever-increasing numbers in the vicinity of the honey yard, causing no end of trouble for the locals. We've been tasked with culling the beasts. The request comes direct from Stillglade Fane. When the wood whalers and the God's Quiver cannot spare the forces to attend to such matters, the conjurers often turn to us for help. And before you ask, there's good reason why they would rather not see this particular task themselves. The creatures in question possess abilities which can cause problems for the magically inclined. But that's quite enough about conjurers' troubles. Lucien taught you about how to discern an enemy's key traits, did she not? Well, now you'll need to do so while maintaining situational awareness, lest you be overrun. Consider this a comprehensive review of her lessons and mine own. Your orders are as follows. Head out into the East Shroud, and there put down 8 tree slugs and 8 vultures, all using all the skills you've acquired thus far. Good hunting, Em. Alright, that's another East Shroud quest, so we're gonna go back to Lancer, because this is central. Boom, 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 boom. I can fully avoid a fight here. They turned around just in time. Also, this isn't even where I need to go. I have to go down there first. Congratulations, you've attained the false Stone of Courage. Hey, you heard me right, false. What does that say about your courage, I wonder? Where are my manners? My name is Folquez. I have the pleasure of meeting at the Lancers Guild, if you recall. On that occasion, I turned my weapon upon you, and you betrayed not a hint of fear. It was in that instance I sensed you were unlike the others, as you had promised. And so, to the present, in its current state, the trial in which you are engaged, if trial it may be called, makes a mockery of the Lancer's art. Needless to say, this cannot be tolerated. And so I've taken the liberty of moving the Stone of Courage to a more suitable location, and now resides in the depths of Spirit Hold, under the guard of fell fiends, a far more fitting challenge, as I am sure you will agree. Whether or not you attempt to retrieve the stone is for you to decide. If you fear for your safety, I suggest you run back to the guild and bemoan the world's frightfulness to the many brave souls who cower there. Wayne will doubtlessly consider it a supremely courageous act. Yet know that a Lancer may forge true courage only in the midst of great danger. Boom, 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 boom. Thing. There it is. Alright, back to Gridania. So you've returned. Tell me, were you able to obtain the Stone of Courage? Heavily stone, used by the Woodwailers for trading with the lands. This is indeed the stone, though it was in rather worse condition than when I last saw it. What happened to Naked Rock? The Lancer who but recently threatened you moved the stone to Spirit Hold. Not content with trespass and slander, the brazen fool now meddles in our training. Seven hells, this is not to be borne. Listen well, M, though I do not doubt that you know better, my duty as Guildmaster compels me to state the obvious. Heed not the man's words. That a Lancer's courage can only be forged in the midst of great danger is vainglorious tripe. As you have already learned, a Lancer's courage is a product of composure and resolve. Be under no misapprehension. Watchfully navigating the Anol's territories served to temper your courage in a manner that blindly braving the terrors of Spirit Hold did not. As you continue your training, pray keep the lesson of this trial close to your heart. M, you come at a good time. I urgently require your help. Scarcely a bell ago, our old friend Folquez paid us another visit, seemingly intent upon reprising the performance he gave on the day of your first meeting. On that occasion, he raved till the air was thick with slanders, declaring every soul who met his gaze more craven than the last. This time, however, not all ears were deaf to his myriad provocations. It seemed one of our younger members took offense to his words and demanded satisfaction of the rogue. The two have since departed to duel in the East Shroud. Had I been on hand, I would have forbidden such folly, and rebuked the lad for letting pride cloud his judgment. Alas, I learned of it too late, and the boy is gone. All we can do now is ensure that the hot-headed fool does not come to lasting harm. I would have departed in pursuit of the pair ere you came, but my duties keep me here. That is why I turn to you now. Pray go to the East Shroud in my stead and watch over your comrade. Right, so all of them are in East Shroud. So we head and make our way to East Shroud. I think we're going to start off this Conjurer, because Conjurer needs Sweet Boom Pleaser. Conjurer has hunting log. Here, you are here. Here. You are technically here, but we don't have you yet, so I'm going to put you off page. Cool, cool, cool. Alright, now Archer. Boom, boom. More hoglets. Very unlikely that we're going to be able to get through all the jobs to level 20 today. Our allotted time. I beat the, oh no. We'll see if I get credit for this one. I do. Done with the slugs. Now just vultures. Hunter, Mandragoras. Only needed one of them? Alright. Murdering fauna. More lemur. Pretty close to Hawthorne's hut here. So let's go. Coon. Cool. God, that took forever. Alright. Conjurer. There also needs some tree slugs. apologize for the train. Must be M. Brother Isumiyan sent word to expect you. It shall be my pleasure to instruct you in the patterns of gusts and gales. Now, how to proceed? Pray forgive my hesitation. It was but recently that I attained the title of hearer, and, well, you're my first student. Yes, I believe I have a suitable task for you. Go to the east of Sweetbloom Pier. There was a small spring giving rise to a pool. Go there and clear the air of the honeybee swarm, which lately took up residence in the area. You seem uncertain. Perhaps you wonder at the connection between my request and the subject of your study. I sympathize. But trust me, inexperienced though I may seem, this deed will deepen your understanding of wind. I'm pretty close to this area, so let's go ahead and do this. So we meet again. Remember who I am, I trust. Who are you again? You wound me. How could you possibly forget your mentor, he who taught you the true meaning of courage? Well, if it is of little consequence. Well, it is of little consequence. Though you have forgotten the teacher, it is plain you have not forgotten his teachings. I understand you were able to retrieve the Stone of Courage from Spirit Hold. It seems I was right about you. You have the markings of a true Lancer, unlike those charlatans of the Lancers Guild. It is well that you have come to me, for I have the last trial for you, one that will do wonders for your courage. Not interested, you say? But you have no choice. Should you refuse, well, suffice it is to say that you will not be able to guarantee the safety of your comrade here. When last we spoke, I told you that a Lancer may forge true courage only in the midst of great danger. Needless to say, the threat posed by ordinary creatures is insufficient. You must needs seek out better sport. But fear not, for I have taken the liberty of finding you something suitable. Take this alchemical potation and sprinkle it upon the exposed roots yonder. Doing so, you'll garner you the wrath of a certain creature, which you must then strike down. Highly toxic liquid just you. Okay. So you have vanquished the treant. Well done. By striking down that frenzied creature, you have strengthened your courage. Release your comrade. Oh, I shall, once you have completed my next trial. This will pit you against a multitude of foes. Make your way to Lifemind Stump in Central Shroud. Once there, seek out a likely spot along the forest path to lie in wait. Man-eating wolves are wont to hunt there at this time of year, and it should not be long before a pack appears. When the beasts show themselves, you are to slay their leader, the Alpha Wolf. I shall be observing from up close to better offer you advice. Conjurer. Boom, 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 boom. Welcome back. I think the bees are no more. Tell me, did you happen to notice many of the Valken preferred flowers in the vicinity of the spring? Asked because there were none. Strange then, is it not, that the bees should choose to congregate there? And what has caused this aberrant behavior? Still your mind and reach out with your senses. Can you feel it? The path of the wind veers from its natural course, sweeping hapless creatures along its wake. Something is playing havoc with the air currents. Such disturbance bespeaks corruption. Return to the spring near Sweeping Pier and search for pockets of corrupted air. Should you find one, use your powers of conjury to disperse it. Mandragoras, and I'm near where the Mandragoras are, so let's go ahead and do that. Cool, cool, cool. Cool. They're still struggling. His presence is palpable. You should not face it alone. Leave the healing to me. Channel your energies into offense. Well done. Wind no longer keens its frustration. Let's return to full flower. Must apologize for exposing you to such danger. The corruption was greater than I anticipated, but it is through such trials that we flourish as conjurers. Now then, M, what did you learn as you struggled within the air's grasp? You will doubtlessly have noticed that the wind does not strike with the instant crushing force of Earth. Instead, it torments one's form, dancing across every surface and leaving 1,000 tiny wounds in its wake. These are the agonies of erosion. Having experienced such pain, you are now intimately acquainted with wind's capacity for patient destruction. No land is stranger to its power. If you stand under distant skies and feel the wind's familiar caress upon your skin, remember the lessons you have learned here this day. I suppose I should be grateful that this latest elemental disturbance manifested itself at such an opportune time. Only the gods know what I would have taught you had it not. If the growing frequency of such phenomena begins to concern me. While it is true that the calamity wrought much harm upon the Twelveswood, I suspect some other force is at work here. I bid you remain wary, M. But enough of these ominous rumblings. I regret to say that your time with me is at an end. Return to Stokeglade Fane and inform Brother Isumi of your newfound mastery. Oh, and be sure to thank him for sending me such a willful first student. A willing first student. Willful would be the wrong phrase to say there. I could go beat up these things. Let's go in. Hold on. We need to go to wherever this Lancers Guild thing is. As good as over, the Alpha Wolf paralyzes you. Your courage hold out in the face of terror, we shall see. Courage is forged only in the midst of great danger. I grow deadly bored. Let's make this more interesting. True Lancer needs not his eyes to win, only his courage. Dear, it seemed you enraged the beast. My part here is done, I leave the rest to you. You're to be congratulated, M. By throwing yourself into the midst of danger, you have further tempered your courage. In the process, you brought peace to Lifeman Stump, a place considered sacred by the peoples of Gridania. Having undertaken many trials, you must now see those issued by the guild are not but child's play. Mine is the only true path to courage. All others lead to ignominy. If you wish to become a lancer worthy of the name, I suggest you leave Iwain and his House of Cravens never to return. For your sake, I pray you do so soon, till we meet again. Alright. Now we should be good to clean up level 15s. Oh, only one of them is level 15. Interesting. Lancer's Guild. And thank the gods you're safe. The young fool of a lancer returned but moments ago, and through choked cheers recounted to me all that transpired. I understand Fouquez again attempted to force upon you his corrupted notion of courage. I cannot say this often enough. A lancer strengthens his courage by tempering his composure and resolve, not by rushing headlong into danger. You were able to overcome Fouquez's trials, 'tis true, yet know that you did so by the virtue of true courage, that is, courage born of composure and resolve. You faltered not before the fury of a frenzied treant, nor did you succumb to panic when surrounded by bloodthirsty wolves. Owing to this, you were able to perform to the fullest of your potential. You have come far, M. It is past time that I taught you the piercing talon technique, one of the most versatile weapons in the Lancer's arsenal. May it serve you well. And now I must needs decide what course of action to take with regard to our self-appointed mentor. Though no lives were lost, this latest incident only serves to confirm what I have long suspected, that Fouquez will cause great harm if left to propagate his corrupted notion of courage. He must be persuaded to desist, though I do not yet know how. Mayhap his regard for you could be turned to our advantage, but leave such considerations to me. For the time being, you would do well to put Fouquez from your mind. Focus on your training and strive to master the technique I have taught you. I look forward to our next meeting. Hard leather crack owls, maybe. That's my ranged attack. Now to the archer. Judging by your smug expression, I'd say you acquired a feel for maneuvering to exploit enemies' weaknesses while covering your own. Vultures are wont to keep their opponents at wing's length, and their attacks will send you flying. The solution is simple: maneuver to the rear. Tree slugs, on the other hand, have an annoying knack of disrupting spellcasting with their secretions. As such, you would do well to keep the creatures away from any mages in your party. Needless to say, good positioning is the key to success in battle, which is why it is absolutely essential that you know your target's traits. The knowing of these traits is a fundamental part of hunting. Before the Keepers of the Moon conceived of archery, they dwelt not in the city, but the forests. For my people, hunting was the way of life. In hindsight, I suppose it was more a lesson on hunting than on archery. Still, Lucien knows well my past. Mayhap that was her intent. Hunting too was an art. Before I came to Gridania, I never gave it much thought. But the more I think of home, the more I begin to realize. Forgive me, I'm not given to fits of sentiment. Truly, I forget I said anything. But do not forget that a hunter must recognize his prey's weakness and strike swiftly when the opportunity presents itself. That concludes this lesson. Now I suggest you pay Lucien a visit. She doubtless eager to hear from you. It's good to see you, Em. Hope you have learned much from Leah. You, adventurer, is it true? You're the one who slew the tree slugs and vultures. How dare she entrust the security of our people to the hands of a stranger? I knew Mikote were reckless, but she's downright irresponsible. Shame on her. Did I not warn you that it was folly to suffer that woman's presence in our guild, Lucien? Every time she wastes an arrow on game, she drags our noble art back to the darkness. Aye, and this boy too, he's an embarrassment to us all. That's quite enough, Sylvier. Your skill with the bow is undeniable, as is your love for our nation, yet there is much more you have to learn about archery. Him has matured greatly in the short time he has been with us. You know this to be true. I suggest you come to terms with Im's presence here. You'll be giving him his next lesson after all. Unless, of course, you have any objections. Good. As for you, Im, I would devote yourself wholly to training ahead of your lesson with Sylvier. Suffice to say, he will not be an easy instructor to impress. On that, we can agree. Welcome back, Em. I trust you've been keeping your nose to the grindstone. As I mentioned when we last spoke, you will train under Sylvier's tutelage today. Put aside your misgivings and avail yourself of his wealth of experience. Go now and present yourself before him. I see it was too much to hope that you would not return. The others believe that you have potential, but I am not so easily convinced. Like so many adventurers, you have not the faintest inkling of what it means to be an archer. And how could you? Archery is the proud tradition of the Wildwood Ellison. The essence of this art, to read one's enemy, has been instilled in us over centuries. In that time, we have defended this great nation against every unimaginable foe, granting us insight which you will never possess. Can you recognize the subtle signs that betray a coming action? No. Can you accurately predict an opponent's movements? No. Can you glean your foe's intentions at a glance? No. Can such things be learned by one who knows nothing of our traditions? No. It is only out of respect for Lucien that I agreed to teach you. Go to the East Shroud and seek out the targets hidden there, but do not presume this will be as easy as before. As I told you, the ability to read one's enemies is fundamental to archery. Yet, the trials set by my colleagues do not require you to do this. Mine will, the targets you seek have been hidden, and I do mean hidden, in the midst of a region rife with savage beasts. They will play the part of your enemies. In the unlikely event that you spy a target, your limited range will necessitate that you slip past the bestial guardians prior to taking aim, a feat I consider beyond you. Is that a frown? Mayhap you are thinking that the Mikote set you to a similar task. You are wrong. She asks merely that you consider where your foes are. I demand that you discern precisely where they will be. How, then, will you go about this? Observe them closely and discern their characteristics. Learn to read their movements and recognize their patterns of behavior. If it has eyes, let it not see you. If it has ears, let it not hear you. Be neither where it is nor where it means to be, and thereby pass unnoticed. But enough talk. Whether or not you heed my counsel is your decision. I shed no tears should you fail. And then Conjurer. Welcome back, Im. The elementals inform me that you have opened your ears to the voice of the wind. That is well. Having made allies of 2 elements, you are well on your way along the path of conjuring. The full comprehension of these forces will only come to you in the fullness of time. Be patient as you seek to embrace nature more fully, so will nature hold you more closely. Made you study wind? Why bother? You don't need wind to heal things, whatever those dreary lessons tell you. Conjuring is inextricably bound with nature, Sophie. That dreary lesson is one you should have learned by now. I assume by your presence here you have once again abandoned your tutors. You must understand, if you persist in casting spells without proper knowledge, I have all the knowledge I need. My mother never needed to embrace nature to heal. The people she helped were thankful for her art. I learned conjuring the same way she did, and become just as great a conjurer. You'll see. But I didn't come here to argue with you, Brother Isumi. I wanted to tell you that I've discovered how to cast rays. What? What were you thinking, girl? You know not what you do, what you risk. You're meddling with forces beyond your comprehension. Should you even attempt to use that spell, I'll have no recourse but strip you of the name Conjurer and banish you from our halls. Do I make myself clear? Why should you be so angry with me? It sounds as if I were trying to hurt anyone. But that's... Sophie, my dear child, that is precisely the point. My apologies, M. I hope you do not find these constant disruptions distracting. As you have just heard, Sophie's mother was also a conjurer who is unable to use any spells outside the sphere of healing. Needless to say, Sophie seeks to emulate her in every way. It is rare and a wondrous talent to heal without relying on the energies of nature, but such power is not born of true conjuring. By all we know of the art, it should not be possible for Sophie to cast rays. I shudder to think what would happen if she tried. I fear my inability to set her upon the true path reflects my own failings as a teacher. I'm only glad that those same failings have not hindered you. Whether it be with my help or in spite of it, I believe that you will become a fine conjurer. Already you are blessed with great power, and more shall be yours should you persevere with our art, as I indeed hope you shall. Yet however much you grow, however powerful you become, remember that ours is a power borrowed, not taken. Coif. Element of water. It's good to see you again, M. The aura you exude, it's plain you have grown further as a conjurer. It's time that you acquaint yourself with the third element of our art, water. For the first part of your lesson, you are to take this flask of pristine water and pour it at the foot of the hedge tree found near Hawthorne's hut. The water's purity will draw forth the corrupting entity that is siphoning the tree's life force. Dispatch this being and then speak with Brother Joaquin at Hawthorne's hut. As you might expect, he is a conjurer with a fine ear for the murmurings of brook and stream. Listen well to his advice if you would learn to master the element of water. Who did we not pick up? Oh, Lancer we're through with. That's right. Everybody else, we still have their level 15s. Cool. Bum 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 bum. Starship butts are so hard to find, brother. It's the AoE, isn't it? Ready? Hunting logs. What we got? All are in here. No, but just say 9 ives. Here. Gnats. I think these are a little high level for Conjurer right now. Lancer. Lancer needs these lemurs. Z is my typical AoE or range button. All right. Oh, you need the weevils as well. Auroras as well. Way back over there. Evil, these fungars. Quite a bit still here in this part. Got disembowel. Good. Greetings, M. Brother Isumi informed me of your coming. I assume it was you who purified the befouled water at the hedge tree. Joyous bubbling of the elementals was a pleasure to hear. On behalf of both them and myself, I thank you. Without further ado, let us speak of that which Brother Isumi sent you here to learn. I trust you did not find it strange to be asked to tend to a tree when your lesson this day concerns the element of water. One need not have studied botany to realize that forests require more than rich soil to flourish. Water is essential for carrying the nutrients in the earth from the tree's roots all the way to the very tips of its leaves. Excuse me. This precious liquid is the lifeblood of the Twelveswood. Without it, naught would grow. But should it rise in too great a volume and too swiftly, the nourishing flow would become a crashing wave that washes all away before it. It is important to realize that all of nature is in balance. As conjuring derives its power from nature, we must take care not to use our art in a manner like to disrupt this nature. Ever must we be mindful of the ceaseless tug of war embodied in creation, this fruitful stalemate of elements. Brother Joaquin, are you about? I'm here, sir. What has transpired? I heard a young antelope stags has gone berserk. I don't know what's got him so panicked, but there's no calming him now. The mad beast gored the soldiers and to shepherd him away from civilian settlements, leaving us with a pile of wounded over at Jocelyn's Spire, and not enough hands to staunch the bleeding. We need a healer and fast. Curious, I sense nothing amiss in the whisperings of the elements. What could have frightened these antelopes so? Apologies, I shall revisit these musings anon. Let us make haste. If matters are as chaotic as you say, I fear the number of injured may be rising as we speak. I doubt that we too will suffice. Must divide our forces. Travel straightway to Jocelyn's Spire and tend to the wounded. I shall endeavor to rally further healers, and follow after you, bearing what restorative unguents I can. You, sir, head to Stillglade Fane, and beseech the aid of Brother Isumi. I don't really understand why you would tell the initiate to go headlong. I suppose get the initiate to try and get folks to join in. Was it inside? Who are a conjurer, you say? Praise Nafika. You've come not a moment too soon. Sounds like yet more wounded have been carried in. Pray offer them what aid you can. Ugh. Such terrible injuries. Leave this one to me and weave your restorative spells on the soldier over there. I can breathe again, thank you. These folk are out of danger for the present, but I fear our reprieve shall be brief. The battle with the stags yet rages. There are reports of yet more wounded. I bid you join the wood whalers and help put an end to this. Seek them just off the road that leads to the northeast, and do not worry, my arts should be sufficient to prevent matters from worsening here. Now go. What? Country from the guild. I'll tell Brother Isumi if you want. I don't care. I'm not going to stand by and watch while people bleed to death. Come lend a hand, have you? Quickly, this fight is just this way. Conjure your aid. Soldier needs my attention. Please help the other wood whalers. Stand firm. Miss? Fine. Don't mind me. They tell me we're not too late. Sophie, what have you done? I forbade you from using such methods. Guild Master. I will not see you repeat your mother's mistakes. My mother never did anything wrong. Em, may I ask you to follow her? Please? I fear my presence will only serve to provoke her further. She cannot have gone far in her weakened state. I don't understand. When I try to cast spells, nothing happens. When I reach for my power, there's just nothing there. This is what the Guildmaster was trying to warn me about. He said I was repeating my mother's mistakes. The same thing happened to her. Losing her magic, I mean. And then she... Am I going to die? This can't be happening. I didn't think... Please, I need to be alone. Alrighty. Go ahead and make our way back to to Gridania. We're already at 2.5 hours, so let me just turn these in. So I think I have more to do in the Archers Guild one. You've returned at last. You're able to speak with Sophie. I see. I once taught you that conjurers harness the power of nature that we might bring about change. Earth, wind, water, healing. The principle is no different. For the art of mending, we draw upon the boundless life force of nature and bestow it upon the wounded. Sophie has never sought to borrow from that bounty. Her power to heal stems from her own life force. The vital energies of mortals are, however, finite, and now that which I most feared has come to pass. Her mother unwittingly took her own life through the continued use of her healing skills, and Sophie's aptitude for the art is, if anything, even greater. Thus it is not unexpected that she should reach the limits of her strength at a much earlier age. If we do not intervene, this terrible tragedy will be repeated, and I, for one, could not bear to see the child suffer the same fate as her mother. I shall think on a solution to this dark dilemma. It may be that I will have need of your assistance in the near future, Im. Do not doubt your abilities. You are a conjurer who has passed the trials of earth, wind, and water. You grow closer to nature with every passing day, and I sense within you the seeds of greatness. In your encounter with water, you learned its role as bringer of life, but you also felt the implacable power of water, of a surging wave, as it swept you along its path. Like earth and wind and nature at large, the element of water is possessed of more than one aspect. Having completed the third lesson, I'm satisfied that you have mastered the fundamentals of conjuring. Yet this is but the beginning of your journey. Henceforth you must strive to attune yourself ever more closely to the elements and to nature. Don't want the cowl. Cool. Stone 2. Swift cast. Definitely start taking Conjurer into dungeons. About to go Archer. Finish off this quest, and then we'll only have the level 20s and some hunting logs to complete. So you've returned, a passable performance for an adventurer, but the bare minimum for an archer. I carry with me generations of wildwood tradition, a tradition built upon the bones of the many outsiders who tried to take what is ours. It was my ancestors who first learned to conceal their presence and fight from the shadows, to hold the enemy at a distance and protect the weak. All of it. Everything was. This is a waste of time you cannot understand. If you are so intent upon following in the footsteps of my people, I bid you go to the North Shroud. Excelling scouts have been sighted near the river near Etat's Spire. Unless you are entirely ignorant of Gridanian history, I need not explain that this is an act of aggression is part of a centuries-old conflict. The minions do not matter. It is their leader, Nazul Catalan, the Violator, who must fall. Commands the scouts and will be well guarded, yet he stands upon a hostile ground with birdmen and not walls for protection. You are diligent and determined, you can slip through their defenses and slay their leader. This is the art of Gridanian archer. Embrace the wisdom I have bestowed upon you, and the fight will be short. You see that he done, adventurer. I'll take it as proof of your commitment to us, and labor no more to drive you from the guild. Now go. Brum, bum, 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 bum. Oh, you won't let me do this? That sucks. Easy peasy. Even now, I struggle to credit the century's reports. Yet here you are, in Nazul Catalan, the Violator is no more, that a goddamned adventurer should be so. Only by the grace of Naimia herself could you have survived. But even though it was pure luck, I will keep my word, Em. Stay, or should you go, I care not. You have completed the task and are no longer my responsibility. Now, go to Lucienne. She will doubtless wish to lavish you with praise. Oh, you'll get no more from me. Off with you. I'm given to understand that you single-handedly drove off an Ixali scouting party, and that you did so with precision and guile. How exactly was that training, Lucienne? Im is just an adventurer. Silver thrust him into the jaws of the enemy in the hope that he wouldn't come back. And when, against all expectation, he did come back, that stubborn arse still refused to acknowledge his skill. Is that truly your impression? Well, yes, he said it was pure luck. Mere noise. Silver sees Im's skill. Of that I have no doubt. Did you not mark the way he covered his mouth when he uttered the words? It is a habit of his to do so on those occasions when his tongue and his heart are in disagreement. For all his skill at reading the idiosyncrasies of others, he has yet to recognize his own. Impressive work, Im. You have applied yourself to Leah and Silver's lessons and demonstrated your command of the core concepts. You're now an archer in your own right. Allow me to teach you something to commemorate this accomplishment. Repelling shot is an advanced technique that enables an archer to evade attacks whilst continuing to fire upon his opponent. Use it wisely. Used wisely, it can grant you a brief respite in the heat of battle. I have faith that, with regular practice, you'll learn how best to employ it to your advantage. Remember your senior's lessons as you strive for true mastery. Cool, cool, cool. Alrighty. So we are full up on all of our available job quests for the Gridanian jobs. Whew, excuse me. Not quite level 20 for each of them, but it's past time that I should probably start logging off. Gonna pick up with clearing out the hunting logs, getting these up to level 20, maybe actually dipping into a dungeon with Conjurer. Then, should that go swimmingly, we should be right back onto MSQ, and I'll be able to bounce between these jobs to keep them more in line now that we have all of them pretty close together. So yeah. Thank you so much for watching, lurking, watching the VOD, anybody who is enjoying my content. I will see you next time I see you. The may or may not be streaming tomorrow. We'll see, because it is Thanksgiving in the United States. But yeah, I'll see you whenever I see you. Peace.